Today's episode is gonna be a fun one. Things have been busy around here the last few weeks. We had the massive undertaking of setting up for the PDX Estate Marketplace pop-up event, and we'll be sharing how that event went and show you some of the amazing vintage finds we scored, shopping this sale, which had over 10 estate sales all in one warehouse. We are going to take you picking with some of our closest friends, hitting up a ton of local Goodwills, and I'm going to share some amazing finds that I have recently found. Today's episode is going to be a mix of everything we've been up to the last couple weeks. And make sure you stay tuned to the end of the video to see our complete haul from over 3 days sourcing the Pacific Northwest with our friends. We are kicking off today's episode shopping Goodwill in Battleground, Washington. Heather and I are finding all kinds of cool stuff. This is $2.99. Cool. Is it from Peru? I feel like I've seen that before.
I don't know. It doesn't look familiar to me.
Maybe maybe African. Are these puffins? I just saw that cat. Nancy just brought that cat over. I want to see puffins in real life so bad. Irvine, Alaska. $12.99. We're looking at these two cats. Unfortunately, they're way out of our budget. This one's $49.99 for the brass cat, and then this one's $59.99. This one's really neat though. It's ceramic, but it's actually a lamp. But it's got a lot of crazing, and it's got the markings there on the back. It's like California. Yeah. I was just watching a video where a girl was making these. I wonder if this is hers, but it is for garlic. I think it says the Great Plate, and you take your clove of garlic and you rub back and forth to get like all the oils and kind of to break it up. And then you add olive oil to the bowl right there and some salt and pepper, and you can dip things in it.
That's a good idea.
Very clever. And I think that the girl that I was watching on Instagram made a salad bowl too, so that you could do onion and garlic in the bottom of the salad bowl. Basically make your dressing in the bowl and then just throw in your salad and toss it. I love using my little zester as a grater, so I don't think I would actually use it. But that is funny because I was just watching that on Instagram. And in case you ever see that, the texture in the bottom of a plate or a bowl, that's why. I would definitely be using that one. Hide. So you think it's vintage IKEA?
Oh, it says $19.99, but I see a lot of $19.99 on IKEA stuff.
Does anybody know? Help us out. Have you seen this recently at IKEA? Are you an IKEA expert? Do you know what year this was made?
I could film you sitting in it.
You want me to hop up there?
No, here, Brian.
Oh, by the way, vintage cooler I just spotted right there. So I was really curious about this cat because I've seen this color before. I haven't seen this exact cat, but I remember the finish, and it's Howard Pierce. And it looks like they actually are quite valuable, but sadly this one is $49.99 as is, and it has a huge crack all the way up the back, all the way to the top of the head. That's too bad. If it wasn't cracked, I would have maybe considered it, but I still don't think so, not at $49.99.
Someone had a cat collection they just donated.
The whole thing, yeah, the whole thing. We saw some brass ones and a lamp. Kind of like in these baskets. The little seashells are kind of fun. Ladies, what do we think?
Oh, that's gorgeous.
It's half off, so it's $29.99, but it's half off, and I don't see any flaws with it.
I think what would be really cool out of that is like twigs, yellow, like little buds on it.
That would be really cool.
Forsythia.
Our next stop is the Washougal Goodwill location. Look, I just found leopard pajamas from World Market, and they're only $4.99. It looks like Lorenzo. That's massive.
I know, it's kind of cool.
You could start a full-time job. We've been finding so many of these lately that I swear you could have a full-time job refinishing these.
Yeah, it's only $10, which isn't bad. It says only as is because it needs new clock motor, which you can buy these on Amazon pretty easily and just swap them in.
So we don't love them when they have this thick resin that's poured on top of them, and it's quite a process to strip it of that, to get down to the bare wood to have a more natural, organic look.
This was quite the hobby in the 70s.
It really, really was.
Like a nice little garage hobby.
Here's another huge one too.
Yeah.
Those are really nice, large pieces of wood, but project pieces for sure. I'm kind of thinking about this. We're talking about it right now. It's Studio McGee, so it's from Target. It's 50% off. It's a really good price, and we're just trying to figure out where we might be able to put it in our house. Because even though it's newer, we both really like the design of it. So we're thinking on that. And then I found a beautiful studio pottery bowl for $4.99. Love that. Very Scandinavian looking. In fact, I actually had little blue and white egg cup holders once. I'll pop in a picture. They were really adorable, and they were kind of like a smaller version of this, meant for holding eggs. Isn't that neat, even though it's red?
Holding eggs, really?
No, this is a candle holder.
Sorry, I just walked in.
You came in mid-conversation. I was talking to myself and my friends here. I had blue and white ones that were egg cup holders that were Scandinavian. This is H&M. So, but it's a good design. I really appreciate the design on it. I'm gonna do this twisty brass candle holder. It's only $3.99. Got lots of patina on it, which I love. And it's kind of a fun one. It's just a single. I don't see any other ones to match it, but I can mix and match it with other stuff that I've got.
But I need something for like decanters and stuff like that.
Yeah, when you're washing them.
Yeah, because they don't drain right.
That's smart. That's nice too.
But it's only $3.50.
Because it's half off.
And this is George Briard. I think it's like 80s one.
Cool.
Nice and
$6.99. I like it.
Simplicity.
That's awesome.
That would be the one to find.
I want you to find that now.
Yeah.
That's a good one. How much do those pieces sell for? $185?
Yeah.
The guys are headed on a side quest. We are going to go thrift shopping at a store across the street from Goodwill. This is my first time stopping in this thrift store. It's called the Interfaith Treasure House, and this thrift store provides free food and bread to local residents. It's such a wonderful cause, and the women working the counter were so kind to us. Their hours are typically 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And if you are making the trek out here to go to the Goodwill across the street, I highly recommend stopping in and supporting this cause. Look at what Michelle found. It's a very handmade, kind of brutalist style canister with a lid. It's heavy and it's only $4.99. It's amazing. Now we are making a stop at Camas Antiques, which is in downtown Camas, Washington. I spotted a green Catherine Holm bowl, and it's not one of the colors that I collect, but I know that Heather is always on the hunt for Catherine Holm. It's $54.95, which is a good price, except for the fact that this has a little bit of wear on the enamel. Unfortunately, Heather also passed on it because of the wear, but if you collect it for your personal collection, $55 is a great deal for a Catherine Holm bowl.
But I love this little flatsy. That's what they were called, flatsies. Oh, look at this.
Oh yeah, do you like my candle?
Oh, it's gorgeous.
I found it just after I had told you I wasn't finding anything, and then I turned the corner. Next up is the Goodwill location on 4th Plain in Vancouver, Washington. I didn't find any vintage here, but I did find 3 great clothing items. Stay tuned to the end of the video and I will show you what I found and why I'm so excited about 2 of them. Our first stop this morning is Dee's Antiques in Hillsboro, Oregon. This is a favorite stop of mine when I'm out in the Hillsboro area, and they added a new vintage vendor who has amazing eclectic mid-century style. I I picked up these incredible old mid-century brutalist brass candle holders from D. I'm really looking forward to decorating with these before I sell them in my online vintage sale. Our next stop is Sniders Hill Theater Antique Mall. I'm gonna get this beautiful old woven basket. It is so old that the color is almost completely faded off the front of it. You can see here on the back the very faint green design. It's only $12.95. I just think it's hilarious, the scale of the donkey compared to the flower vase. And then I'm also going to get this amazing vintage wooden hat rack. You know I will not have a problem finding a use for this. Our next stop is Lestuff, also in Hillsboro, Oregon. I'm loving this organic, abstract, colorful studio pottery. It's signed by the artist, and it's only $15. Just found my first piece of Ozark pottery at Lestuff. I recently learned about concrete Ozark pottery when my friend Emily from Dumphy Vintage found a couple of them at a thrift store, and it has this beautiful, colorful swirled glaze. When these were made, they were just roadside tourist pottery, but now they are incredibly collectible. Small ones like this can be worth $50 to $100, and large ones can be worth several $100s. Definitely keep an eye out for this stuff. Okay, I want to know honest opinion. Do you think I've got it in me? Do you think I can style these up cute? I like a good challenge. We spent the last couple weeks going through our inventory, pricing and cleaning everything, and getting it ready to take to the PDX Estate Marketplace pop-up.
We're excited.
2 minutes. It opens in 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
There's a huge line.
No, better get all our stuff together. You gonna price anything? Or
Yeah, I should probably do that.
Yeah.
These events are such a unique experience because it's not a vintage flea market. Although there is a lot of vintage at these pop-ups. They buy out dozens of estate sales each month. They bring everything to their massive warehouse, spend the month going through, cleaning, and getting everything ready for the sale. And then they do a once-a-month massive event. And we are so grateful that they asked us to come back and be a guest host. If you live in the Pacific Northwest, or even if you're willing to travel in for this event, here is the list of their upcoming dates. And you want to make sure to follow them on Instagram because they do live walkthroughs before each monthly sale.
That's a wrap. Hardly anything left. Unbelievable. Thank you everybody who came out this weekend.
So busy the last few weeks, and the PDX Estate Marketplace pop-up event was such a huge success for us, and we owe it all to you. So we have to give a huge thank you to everybody who came out and supported us. All our hard work paid off, and we are just so grateful, and it was such a blast getting to meet so many of you. So thank you to each and every one of you who came out to support us. And a huge thank you to Lynn with PDX Estate Marketplace for having us. We love doing these pop-ups. We don't know if we're going to be able to fit in another one this year, but if we are, the newsletter is going to be the first place we announce it. So make sure you are subscribed to leftcoastrevivals.com/newsletter to make sure you are up to date on what's going on. Okay, let's get into today's haul. We found some amazing things outsourcing with our friends Brian, Heather, Nancy, Brooke, Amanda, and Emma, and Michelle. What do we think?
Oh, that's gorgeous.
It's half off, so it's $29.99, but it's half off, and I don't see any flaws with it.
I think what would be really cool out of that is like twigs, yellow, like little buds on it.
That would be really cool.
Forsythia.
I mean, this is amazing. Look at the size of it and the beautiful color. Brooke said we needed to style this one with twigs and branches, and I have a backyard full of those. So let's head to our house and I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna style this up. I'm like dying of laughter here. I think I took the big old branches a little too far. It turns out, even though I have a backyard full of branches, I didn't really have any pretty ones. Let me try it with a little bit of greenery. I also might have paired it with too many blue things. Not my finest work. Okay, a little bit better. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually in a hurry because I have to go catch a flight, but I was really trying to do this for you. It's an amazing vase. I love it because it's so big. You can put something massive in it. Imagine that with a beautiful bouquet, or like they were saying for Cynthia with the yellow pops of color. It would be incredible. Please forgive me for my quick thrown together setup here. I think it'd be amazing too with it being the only pop of color. I thought this was such a beautiful wind chime bell. It reminds me of the lighting fixture that we put in my sister's bedroom for that makeover project. And I just thought the shape on it was really beautiful, and it has this dark wooden top with a green metal bell inside. It's just very beautiful, minimalist, and has a little bit of that Japanese element that I love to introduce to our gardens. I actually don't think I'm gonna put this outside. I'm too worried about it getting mildew, so we're gonna keep this indoors for decorating. This was such a great find. Look at this beautiful bowl. It's got this kind of pastel blue color mixed into it. It's artist signed on the bottom, and it was at Goodwill for only $4.99. So I spotted these at retails and I thought they were beautiful. They clearly looked handmade, very industrial. And I'm actually pretty sure that these are what's considered trench art. Here's an example of a more traditional piece of trench art that I'm familiar with. It was made out of shell casings. These were commonly made after World War I and World War II. This, however, is something different, and I've never seen anything quite like it before. Each one of the roses has a serial number on them. Thought that was really interesting. So I'm not quite sure that it is for sure trench art or made out of a rocket, but it is sure interesting, and I'm gonna do more research and see if I can find out anything else on this. And trench art is such a sad and beautiful thing. It's a way to take something from such a dark and terrible situation and turn it into art and beauty. I always pick up these beaded mirrors whenever I see them because I once had a few of them in my bedroom a couple houses back when we were still renting, and I ended up selling them because we were tight on rent one month, and I've always regretted it ever since. So whenever I come across these, I pick them up, and I'm working on building up a little collection of them. I am dying to know how many of you thought that I could actually pull this off, because I know that these lampshades sure do not make this look like a beautiful lamp, but I saw so much potential in these. The wood is in impeccable condition, and even though I am going to sell them, I will actually sell them with the original shades because these are over 100 years old and they need to be sold with the original shades. And then I'll leave it up to the buyer to decide if they want to make a new shade with the original wire or if they want to find another way to repurpose these old shades. I will leave that up to them. All I know is that they were so beautiful, and I knew that they just needed a little bit of updating to make them stand out. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the transition from this to this. We didn't just sell at PDX Estate Marketplace, we ended up doing some shopping too, and I have a bag full of amazing vintage sterling jewelry that I've got to show you. I am excited to show you all of this. So this is everything that I got from PDX Estate Marketplace. The majority of these were found in what they call the hype room, and that's where they put all of their high-end jewelry, designers, clothing, handbags, sunglasses, even collectible knives and such. So there's things for guys in the hype room too. It's just where the valuables go. We're gonna kick it off with one of my favorite things that I picked up. Look at this massive belt. It's mixed metal. It's very modernist. It's from the 1990s, and it was by the designer Joseph Boris. It's signed and dated on the back, and this could even be used as a necklace, not just a belt. It would be a massive statement necklace, but it would sure be stunning. I love this one so much. I ended up holding out, and even though I saw this on day one, I decided to wait for day 2 of Lynn's sale. And the reason why is she does half off everything that's $100 and under. And as you can see here, these were priced at $95. So I held out, and thankfully they were still there on day 2 of the sale. And I got this for only $47.50. These belts retail online for over $200. So it was a great buy at under $50. I'm gonna start with a few items that were actually out at one of the budget tables. They weren't in the hype room where the sterling silver and finer jewelry was. So I ended up getting these all for half off as well. And a lot of the costume jewelry items end up at this table, and they were priced at $5 full retail. So I only ended up paying $2.50. These were also in the costume area. I thought they were really pretty. They were only $4 because I got these half off as well. And then I was excited to find these. I'm not loving this purple in the back, but this is sterling. These were only $2.50. I haven't decided if I'm gonna take off the purple and sell them just the sterling section. Should I add something else to them, or should I sell them as is? Do you love the purple? What are we thinking? And this necklace was also in the $5 area, so I got it for $2.50. And even though this is a leather cord, this is signed sterling. It says 925, and it's got the artist's signature there. And it was $2.50. And the clasp is also sterling. So even though it's leather cord, it's sterling and amber, and that's a really, really good price for this. All right, now we're gonna go through all of these beautiful things, and I'm saving these for last because they're very special, and I'm very excited to talk about those. But let's go ahead and get started with some of these earrings. I thought these were amazing. They're mixed metal, which I love. They're post earrings, and they're actually pretty large. These were originally $42, so I ended up only paying $21. Here is another sterling and amber pendant necklace. This one was $25 full price, so I ended up paying only $12.50 for this necklace, and the chain is sterling too. Pair of beautiful sterling post earrings. These were also $25, so I paid $12.50. Beautiful bohemian dangle earrings. These are signed sterling, and they were $35, so I only paid $17.50 for these beautiful earrings. A beautiful old pair of earrings. These almost look Art Deco. I think they might be Art Deco revival, or at least they've had new ear wire added to them. They were $28, so I paid $14. They do have a lot of patina. There's no marcasite in them, which was done in a lot of Art Deco revival stuff. What do we think? Do we think these could actually be Art Deco? I don't know. I know the ear wire was definitely changed out. I haven't actually done any research on any of this stuff yet, which I always feel bad putting these videos out without having done the research yet, but I'm actually gearing up to do my first Friday sale. So I'm gonna be working really hard on researching, identifying, and getting these photographed and listed. The shopping is the fun part, but the hard part is getting all of the work done, the researching, cleaning, you know, the whole thing. These earrings were $42, so I ended up getting these for $21. Love some brass modernist earrings. This necklace was a great deal. So it was $65, so I ended up paying only $32.50, but this is a heavy sterling chain, a very nice Mexican sterling sun pendant with a beautiful coral stone in it. A Native American fetish necklace. It's got all these little animals with a sterling closure. This one was $45, so it would have been only $22.50. Really good price for this. And then this was only $17.50. Look at these beautiful green turquoise stones and coral beads. I thought that was a really wonderful necklace. Very fun and colorful. Look at the beautiful flowers on these earrings. I think this might be painted porcelain, and these were only at $12. I love that there's even the sterling filigree on the back side. 2 pairs of modernist hoop sterling earrings that were only $10. These are clip-ons and those are post earrings. I just realized that my nails are the exact same color of the malachite stones in these. So pretty. I love these earrings. These were only $16 and these were made in Mexico, sterling silver with beautiful malachite stones. Beautiful butterfly brooch. This was $24, so I ended up paying only $12. Native American Zuni earrings. These have turquoise, black onyx, mother of pearl, and I just think they're really beautiful, very southwestern, and they were $16. Love, love these. Look at the colorful stones. So you have coral, malachite, spiny oyster, turquoise, and that's a bright turquoise like Sleeping Beauty, lapis, and more coral. And then the double feather design, those, oh my gosh, those were only $10. That's amazing. That's amazing. These are $100 earrings. They're incredible. I was so excited to snag these. Now I did pay full price for these because I snagged these on day one and they were $12 each, but they're all solid brass, probably from the 1970s. And I think belt buckles are so cool. Look at this geometric lion. He's so awesome. This was another necklace I got half off, so it was only $12. And then look at this designer Leah Stein, beautiful fox, I'm assuming. That looks like a fox to me. It's signed and I paid half price, so it was $42.50. And even the $85 was actually a fairly reasonable price for this. That would have left me with pretty good margins, but getting it half off on day two was definitely a great deal. And I couldn't believe it was still there on day two. I really didn't think it would be. I think this is such a neat one. Now for my absolute favorite items that I picked up at this warehouse estate sale, the Kingfisher jewelry. These are incredible works of art produced in China. They are made out of brass, and all of the blue that you see here, that's not enamel. That is actually Kingfisher bird feathers, and they have this almost iridescent look to them like a butterfly wing. They're so delicate, I have to be careful even touching them. Lynn talked to a collector and found out that pretty much if it has any flaws to the feathers at all, it does lose some of the value. If the feathers were in perfect condition, they would be worth thousands, but because there is a little bit of damage and wear to them, they're still worth several hundred. So I got both of these on half off day. So I got this beautiful bird one for $32.50 and then this stunning hairpin for only $47.50. These are going to be really, really hard to let go of. There were actually a few that didn't sell that weren't under 100, so they weren't half off, so they were out of my price range. But if some of you are very interested in this Kingfisher jewelry, please comment below and let me know, because I can contact Lynn and see if maybe I could buy out the rest of them to bring to my online shop if I know that there are some serious buyers out there. So please comment below if you would be interested in investing a couple $100s for some of this antique Kingfisher works of art. I mean, they are just incredible. I'm also going to link an article in the description below that will give you some more information if you want to learn more about this type of work. Now I've got to get to work cleaning and photographing, researching and pricing all of these beauties to bring them to my online vintage shop. Oh my gosh, I forgot about the Givenchy. I don't know how to say it. Is that how you say it? I'm not good with fancy brands. But these are Art Deco inspired. These are from the 1960s, I believe. And let's see, what did I pay? $22.50. I think they were the same price, $22.50. And I think that those are worth over $100. Such a great haul. I love going to these estate sales because it really is like 10 different estate sales all in one sale. So even if you aren't local to the area, I honestly think that these sales are worth coming into town for. You can learn more at pdxestatemarketplace.com and you'll be able to see all the dates for their upcoming sales. And they also do a live walkthrough the week before the sale where they show you pretty much everything that's going to be at the sale. She's really reinvented estate sales by being able to do 10 estate sales in one location versus just one every weekend in a house. And it really creates a fun shopping experience for everybody. Another one of my favorite finds from the pop-up event is this little Picasso print. Here's the Picasso. It's very small, but I think once framed, it's gonna look amazing. And this one was $24. Here is another item that I picked up at the pop-up event, and this is probably one of my favorite pieces of pottery I found in months. And you know that I love pottery. I pick it up all the time. I have such an appreciation for the craft, and I think this might be one of the most beautiful pieces of blue pottery I've ever come across. I also picked up a few items at Old Glory Antiques in downtown Vancouver, Washington, including this Spanish Revival hook. So this hangs on the wall and you can hang keys, necklaces, pot holders in your kitchen, so many different things, utensils. And I love Spanish Revival. You've been seeing me pick up stuff that I've been calling castle core lately, and Spanish Revival design is actually very similar in style. There's definitely a crossover with the Spanish Revival that has a lot of brutalist and iron and what I'm calling castle core. I also picked up this incredible, massive rustic wooden bowl. Look at the color and texture on this. This was only $15 at Old Glory Antiques. You hear me say this all the time, but I think it's so important to add texture and warmth to a space, and an organic piece of wood is the easiest and perfect way to do that. Look how amazing this candle holder looks with these striped candles. I'm going to link these in the description below because I am so happy with them. I think they're such fun candles. Another item I got at the PDX Estate Marketplace was actually this lady. Now she's not vintage, I think that she's a newer production. I got her on the first day, so I paid $12 for her, but I just thought she was really beautiful. And I think she looks really great with this little setup here. This is the folded vase that I got at Retails recently, and I just think it looks amazing with these yellow flowers. This is the basket I picked up at Sniders Hill Antique Theater Mall, and you can see how faded it is on the back. What do we think? Do we think this is an old Native American basket? It's very finely woven, and there's definitely something about the feel of it. I think it really could be. I think I paid $12.95 for that. And I actually love that it's faded. I just think that the subtle design is really beautiful. I also got this at Lestuff, and I cannot figure out this signature. It's driving me crazy. What do you see? It's halfway covered up, but you can faintly see more letters. C-E-R-A, and then I think that looks like a P right there. If you're familiar with that signature or you're familiar with this pottery, please let me know. I'd love to know who made it. These brutalist candle holders are so amazing. They are massive, and I just love chunky brutalist stuff, especially mixing it with even more feminine things like this. I think it looks really beautiful together. Pretty much everything you see here is going to be coming to my future online sales, so make sure you are subscribed to our free newsletter so that you know when those sales are going to drop. This was another vase that I picked up at Old Glory Antiques, and I love this vase so much. Pretty sure that that is Japanese writing. I tried Google lensing it, but I wasn't able to identify it, but it sure looks like a Japanese Ikebana style vase. Also, in case you are interested in a beautiful book with beautiful interiors, Carly Summers put out this book called Sacred Spaces, and it's beautiful. Beautiful book, and she's a wonderful human. We've never met in real life, but I followed her on Instagram for almost a decade, which is just wild. I'm so happy for her, and yeah, it's a beautiful book, so I highly recommend it. I'll link that in the description below too. So this dress here is Maeve by Anthropologie. It's got a beautiful cut to it. These dresses typically retail online for well over $100, and we got it for only $7.99. It'll be a perfect summer dress. And speaking of summer dresses, this is also another dress that I picked up. It was $9.99. It is by the brand Zara, and I actually don't know how much their clothing sells for online. I've never looked at their website, but I would think probably around $50 to $60 at least. And then this is what I'm the most excited about. A cool vintage leather jacket. It's got nice big cuffs on the sleeves, and I like the way that this one falls. It doesn't have the scrunched up bottom that a lot of the 80s and 90s leather jackets have. Thank you so much for hanging out with us in today's episode, and we will see you in a brand new picking adventure here very soon.